Right now, when you are thinking about ourselves, it is me, and that me and my, and which is no matter whatever we do, we try to pretend I'm for everybody. Um, that's what we all do. And we can blame the politicians and telling them that's their language, but they don't care, and they only care their votes and their elections and their pockets. But letting it go self and caring for the others is an extremely difficult to any one of us, particularly considering the others are equally important than ourselves. Theoretically, we accept. Politically, we accept. But in your own heart of heart, in your honest mind, we cannot accept that. I am most important, and I care for me. If I don't care for me, who else will care for me? All these expressions, I even use these expressions. And these expressions be very useful too, even for me. Even for me to talking about Buddhism, even for me to talking about love and compassion. And if you don't care for yourself, who else will care for you? It works, it makes a difference, it helps people, so I used it. And it is the truth. But now if you have to think about it, more than that, and let me be out, but I'll care for everybody else. That mind is extremely difficult to bring. It doesn't mean you have to really let go of caring myself, but I should care equally to as much as I care for myself, I should care for you. So that is the difficult aspects of it, and which is possible, and which really mind needs to be really, I think the word really is, you have to train and give a training to your own mind, and the mind will be comfortable to be able to think about it, comfortable to be able to say it, and comfortable to be able to get work with it. That's going to take a hell of time. So when you talk about equanimity, it is easy to say the word equality, equal, equanimity, and equal liberty, all of those. But when you really have to truly compare with yourself and the others, and we automatically choose ourselves. And there's no question, there is no argument. It is beyond discussion. So this is how our mind works. So true or not, you check with yourself. You don't have to talk to anybody else. You sit down yourself and think about it. When you keep on thinking about it, what may not matter, even you try to tell yourself the idea of considering me is important is not right. We all know that. But even then, we have that. We just practically is very difficult to get rid of it. It's there, it is always with us, it attached. And so that is the point where we, I think, have to take, because everybody loves love, everybody loves compassion, but love, compassion, what we are talking about it, and we are talking about it, comfortable love, we are talking about comfortable compassion. So when you are looking at the comfortable level of your own comfort of love, your own comfort of compassion, then we are having the limit of the compassion. We are having the selected compassion. You are having selected love. And that probably there's a danger of being attachment. There is a danger of being even obsession, all that. And rather, whether it's going to be pure or not. These are the questions that one has to ask yourself and give yourself a little opportunity to explore within yourself, and we will definitely see how strong influence of selfishness and self and self well-being and my well-being, and all this will take priority totally for everything, for everything that we see in our life. When we have the priority, and even we talk about the family, we talk about the children, and few people may be able to consider the children and the family more important than yourself. But if you let it your mind play, and I think you will notice that you yourself is the more important than your own family. Even among your family, the most important is yourself. We have an old Tibetan saying, when one kid supposed to have said, I hate people are fighting. But when my father was fighting with the others, I like to see my father win because he is my father. But when I have to fight with my own father, then I like to see I am winning over my father because it's me. That's the, I don't know, saying or joke or whatever it is, and it's speaking natural of our thoughts, how our mind cherish so much about self and be able to ignore everybody else. Not only be able to ignore, even sacrifice for the sake of saving self. It is nothing surprise if somebody with a gun walked in the room, and one will be hiding behind another person. So we are sacrificing the other person and saving myself behind the other person. If you are hiding behind table or chair or cupboard or some wall or something, that is understandable, but behind human being, behind your loved one, behind your children, we do that. Many of us do that. That shows how self-cherishing, selfishing mind is so powerful with us. It has such a strong grip. It really holds us so tight. And we have intellectual knowledge, and we knew selfishness is not good. All of us, we pretend we don't have it. All of us, we can blame the politicians. They are acting in that way. But we can say acting. But when you look at ourselves, we do the same thing. What we're blaming the politicians, and we make a joke, we laugh at it, and do all that. But when you really look at ourselves, we do the same thing by ourselves. So that shows how much the selfishness we have. When we are talking about equanimity, equality, so that means you and me, the others and self, equal. So yes, theoretically we accept, politically and I've been saying it repeatedly, we accept, but practically, really we don't. And that is where we are today. So when we are talking about it, motivation, precious mind, when you are talking about the love, when you are talking about the compassion, when you are talking about pure love, pure compassion, love and compassion is such, many of us feel quite comfortable with love and compassion. If you look very carefully, what we are comfortable with the love and compassion is more attachment than pure love. Honestly. And the moment I use word such as all sentient beings, all living beings, and we feel uncomfortable because almost impossible to even imagine. It is impossible to think loving to all of those. And then that shows us where is the pure love really within us. And I hope it's not too harsh for you, what I'm talking this morning. I think it's the reality. Sometimes, I think occasionally, we need to throw that in so that you have some idea of what really pure love is all about. And pure love, we can dismiss that by saying without attachment, it is pure love. By what you mean by without attachment. And love that we feel comfortable is because we have that love addiction. We really do, and there's an advantage too. The advantage too. I'm not saying every love is bad. There's an advantage, like the family together. Whatever has been cemented, the family dynamic is the love that has been cemented. Whatever the society has been, sort of kept together is the love. This attachment type of love I'm talking about it has been used, and they've been very useful there. So honestly, although for long run, for ultimately, for the Buddha's point of view, for the Bodhisattva point of view, it might not be the right love, but however, it has a lot of advantages. And even it makes the individual cool down maybe you're burning with anger or hatred or something. That love will be like, a little bit of cold water putting over huge burning sensation or temperature or something. I don't have to say it. We all experience that. The comfort what we give you, but the love will give us. That's why we are addicted. That's why we enjoy. And that's why we suffer, because of the first love and then problems and then tolerating. If we really have to tolerate, true toleration for something positive, very positive, quite a difficulty, but we have a tremendous tolerance for the service of attachment. That is the human nature. It's not a human nature as such, but it is our addiction to love and comfort. And that's for the sake of that little comfort or that feeling of a soft, gentleness and cared and loved feeling. For that we're willing to sacrifice so much. And that shows human capability when it's going the wrong way. Tolerance and willing to, everything. And that, if you are a spiritual practitioner, and that very addiction, that very tolerance should be able to use it for that pure love. If you do so, then every work what we do, every effort what we're doing will become absolutely worth and absolutely beautiful and beneficial for not only yourself, for all beings. And also the benefiting for all beings is the benefiting yourself. And many of those are very funny when you look in this, and the positive and the negative, virtue and non-virtue, when you are looking at it. And there's a lot of twist and turn. Actually doing something for the benefiting of others, and even sacrifices or enjoyable things or whatever we're doing, it becomes a virtue because you're serving and helping those who need it. The Wicker Session. And when we talk about the Wicker Session, we always look at the economically weak or health-wise weak, economically weak, educationally weaker, and that's what we will look at, Wicker Session. But the truly weak Wicker Session is more than that. And actually all of us are very weak in our virtue. All of us are very, very weak in our positive karma. All of us are very weak for our capability. All of us are very fragile by this hatred, by this obsession, by this anger, hatred, attachment, and jealousy. All of those, we are extremely fragile. And that, when you talk about the Wicker Session, we don't have to go and look in the ghettos, or we don't have to look in the inner city thing. They are weak. I'm not saying they're not weak. But still, we are weak too. You and me, who are here today, you and me, we are all weak. Very weak in our faith. We are very weak in our pure love, perhaps not existing. we are very weak for our tolerance. Every one of us, there's tremendous weakness and there's a tremendous pressure. And when we talk about Wicker Session, we're talking about ourselves.